This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hi there, this is Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More. Hey, it's the first show of the year, and I've been waiting for this show because not only are we live again on K4HD and Talk 4 Media, Radio, TV, and podcasting around the world, 220 stations. There she is. It's always fun.
Sorry.
It's always fun to have our friends and our fellow co-hosts on. So, out of Texas, the one and only Miss Custom Trends herself, Trixie Jen.
Hey, how's it going?
From Redondo Beach, nonstop Terry Marie.
Hi, everyone. Happy New Year's.
And our one and only, got to say this correctly, she's an actress, model, TV host, co-host of Movie Reviews and More, when we can get her, because she's so darn busy. Our fitness lover, sports lover, I love the fact that she loves to ice skate. A Tar Heel for life, a former Miss North Carolina USA winner, the one and only Crystal Cooney.
Hello.
Hi, Crystal.
Coney, you got
Hello.
Coney.
Coney. Hi.
Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Fantastic.
Great.
Crystal, let's start off with you. All right, so you look good. I loved your hair. What have you been doing, and what state are you in? Because you've been traveling a lot.
I am in Los Angeles right now. I'm in California. Sorry, state you said. And yeah, I was going out of town this weekend, and now I'm not. So I'll be here for at least a couple of weeks now. So yay.
And so, what show are you working on right now? Because you've been I almost call you, and I really do, the hardest working actress out there, because you're doing so many auditions and everything like that, and then you book them, but you're all over across the country, and that's not easy. Talk about how that happens for you right now.
You know, it's interesting. I just I'm on nothing now, starting in 2021 yet. I did do a week on a great show on Hulu right before the holidays called Love Victor. If you haven't watched it, it's an amazing show. We just started shooting season 2. But as far as, yes, I do audition a lot. Now, some that don't know the industry would say, well, if you audition so much, why don't you book more? But I tell my family, it's when I'm not auditioning that you should start to, feel concerned. I have been very fortunate to have a new team in 2020 that, has gotten me a lot of opportunities. And while I haven't booked as much as I'd like, I've been getting the same people calling me in over and over again. So I know it's just a matter of time. I have a great story, actually. A year and a half ago, I auditioned for a show. And right before I left the room, the casting director said, "Crystal." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I love your work." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. That's amazing." So I left, didn't hear a thing. And I was like, "Yeah, you love it so much." A year and 4 days later, I get a call. They they're interested in direct booking me for something without even auditioning. And I had to send some footage to them. Well, they didn't end up booking me, but it was a great lesson learned because my materials weren't fully up to date. And I know that's why I didn't book it. So now I've been furiously working, making sure my reels were up to date and everything just really current since that email came through from my agents. So it was, although I didn't book that one, I know I'm on their radar. And it was a year and 4 days from the time that I'd been in the room. And I thought they were just talking, and it's like, nope, you're on their mind. So yeah, so here I am. Just continuously auditioning and staying ready. And I've been in class the whole pandemic. I was still studying and just trying to stay ready, but I didn't work on my materials.
And I never know where you are when I'm calling and texting you. You've been in Tennessee. You've been in you were in Georgia. I think you were at Tyler Perry studio or something like that. North Carolina. I never know where you are. That's why I call you and I text you all the time because I never know.
Yeah. Over the pandemic, it was interesting. I just stayed gone longer than normal. Like I didn't travel more. I definitely traveled less, but I would stay gone for a month or 2 or 3. Whereas before I could never do that because I would be getting auditions in person. But with them being all virtual, I didn't have an issue. I could just audition from wherever I was. So that was really cool. Sorry. I live in the city.
It happens.
Yeah.
Hey, talk about the role that you played on The Rookie. Talk about that and a couple other things that you had.
Yeah. So I'm a nurse on The Rookie. It actually season 3 started on Sunday, and you got a quick glimpse of me in that episode. Just a nurse. Like I have a personality. It's cute. I'm like a fun, upbeat, loving nurse. But it's it's not a whole. I've been in 5 episodes. Hopefully more to come. Not a lot I can say. I'm just a nurse. It was an easy role to book because my mom's a nurse, and actually my mom was here, and I was like, Mom. I asked her a couple questions. She's like, oh yeah, boom, 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 boom. So when I got on set the very first episode, the director was like, I mean, you just nailed it. Like I saw you, and I was like, that's my nurse, and I was like, well, my mom kind of coached me on this one, so. Yeah, but it's really fun. It's a great show. If you haven't watched that, check it out. Season 3 started Sunday and it's streaming now. It's normally on ABC, and but you can also catch it streaming now if you haven't watched the other seasons.
Well, you're also one of those people where you book stuff, you've gotten stuff, you shot stuff, and it comes out when it comes out. Yeah, but you're always on to the next thing, and then there is that long lag.
There's a lag. Yeah.
But that, like right now, everybody's short of episodes of stuff. I'm caught up on, I think, almost all the stuff. And there's like, since the pandemic's done, there's not enough episodes to keep people happy.
The positive thing for us actors is that means lots of residuals from old stuff that we saw before. That's over and over again. So that's been nice, actually. That residual income coming a little quicker because they had to play old episodes. But as far as that, though, TV is usually much quicker. I shot a film like 2 summers ago, and it was like over a year before it came out. The Banker. I don't know if you guys have checked that out, but that was very good too. The Rookie, the last episode, I just shot that in like November, and it already aired, so that was a pretty quick turnaround.
So Trixie, talk about what's been going on with you, because Trixie is the one that creates all of our images and stuff like that, and who's actually put up your file. That's why I was asking for it.
Oh, well, doing good. Just waiting on the storm tomorrow. We have some really bad weather coming here to Houston tomorrow, so just something that's going on besides weather. But as for me, I've got a show coming out in March, and I'm very happy that all my sponsorships went through, and they gave me the green light, and I started production in March. And this is something that I've wanted to do for like 4 years now, and now it's like I can finally do it, because the big F word, funding, and so like I finally got some great sponsors to fund this wonderful project, and it's about sports, and I'll be able to announce the name soon. The trailer will be coming out first thing March, because that's when we begin filming, and I already have the storyline. Everything is already complete. It's already in the bag. We're ready to rock it, and so I'm just very happy about that.
And nonstop, you just got back from Florida. What was happening? Because you needed to get out of town.
Yeah, it was really bizarre, to tell you the truth. After being in kind of like lockdown, because everything in Florida is opened, so it was. We went to a New Year's Eve party, which we couldn't have gone to in LA. Well, I guess there were a lot of underground parties in LA, but we were outside on a patio, so I felt safe because we were outside. So, and I've said this to you earlier today, I think that, the lockdowns are kind of forcing more of the problem because people are having these underground parties, and I don't know. I'd much rather been in Florida outside in something that was organized. I felt safe, but I mean, all the restaurants, all the bars, everything's open. Everything, nothing's closed.
Yeah, well, that's Florida for you. That's for sure.
So, but it was the weather was nice. It was nice to get away, and it was nice to be able to eat in the restaurant. You know, as we mentioned before, you take things for granted that, you know, now you don't take these things for granted, like eating in a restaurant and, you know, spending time with your friends and that kind of stuff. So, but I'm going to be training with my life trainer, Mustafa, starting this week. So getting ready for a year of fitness and being healthy and going on that rampage again. So,
when's the last time you got a chance to get on ice? You would think you might be able to get on ice, maybe by yourself, but you may not have had time either. Crystal, did you hear me?
You know what? I realized there's a glitch. I need to put my phone on airplane mode.
That's funny.
But I don't. If I do that, is it because people are because you had me put my headphones on? It's reading my text messages to me.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm afraid let's see.
I wouldn't want to know my text messages at all. I would be like, oh my God.
Gail.
It's not reading them to you guys though, right?
No, not at all. You're lucky. That's funny.
No, we're not seeing your messages.
No, not at all. Hey, Trixie, you're frozen right now. Talk about, what do you know about sports? Anything going on in Texas right now?
Oh, wow. There's actually a lot going on, and there's actually all the gyms are open and stuff like that. So, and a lot of people are still doing boxing and MMA, and actually a lot of the horse fields, the jockeys and the upcoming riders, they're, you know, now actually, I think I forget the name of the track, but they're opening again. Everything's like back as usual. But I do hear all these wavelengths going around that, you know, we might be shut down again. So I don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen.
Right. And so for the audience that doesn't know who you are, talk about what Custom Trends, what that means to you, how you started it, and those two beautiful awards to your left of you.
Oh, well, Custom Trends, I started this show, 2011. And I started my first show, Trixie Jen After Hours. And that was a really cool show on Houston Channel 55 here in Houston. And it was just a fun show where I was interviewing comedians and musicians in LA and in Vegas. And that's what got my start. And then I started with Custom Trends. And then now, given all the opportunities, like with movies and reviews, you just get me highly motivated to do more. And there was projects that I've been wanting to do for the past 4 years, like I mentioned. And it's a sporting show, as much as I can say now, and it's gonna have a lot of it's a possible series, but right now I am officially able to do 2 pilots on it, 2 episodes, and it's going to be an array of sporting individuals, sporting athletes here in Houston. And also I'm going to have a segment for the disabled children that are in sports as well. So that is going to bring together everything. Oh, I almost said the title, but I cannot say the title of the show just yet. And I almost it is so awesome. It's just amazing. I can't wait to share it later, you know?
Well, that's actually a good thing. Talk about your awards real quick, and then we'll go back to Crystal and then to Terry.
Oh, and the awards is I have a 2018 bronze that I won for international media for my international specials, and then I have my latest one, which is the 2020 award, and it's for my Super Bowl 51 in Miami, and it's a Telly Award, and I won second place, and I think it's the Telly Awards. This was the 41st annual, so it's been around a long time. And so they've established a really awesome community on awards, and they're in 5 continents. And in this division that I was in, it was over 12,000 entries of television shows globally, and I brought home second place. So to me, that was very amazing, and it was really good stuff from the Super Bowl in Miami. So it was good.
Congratulations.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's
you know, one
amazing.
really hard for
Yay!
you guys to do, and that's why I'm proud and I'm honored to not only call you guys friends, but co-host. And I'd love to have Crystal on more, but she is busy working on stuff. And I think I always, for us, what everybody needs is inspiration for what everybody's doing, because it is hard to do what we're doing. Crystal, I mean, Trixie, no one knows how hard you work behind the scenes putting all that stuff together. I mean,
Yeah.
all of our images and they're, you know, fantastic. I couldn't do those, nor do I have the time, but you like to do those things. And Crystal,
I can't wait to get out there again.
that's the thing. And then, Crystal, I'm happy because again, that I don't think people really understand what that audition is like now, where you can't always be in person. And you're traveling across country doing these auditions, and you are really a working actress, but still, there's certain things you still have to audition for. Talk to what that process is
There's
like.
everything I have to audition for. I have to audition for everything. I got one. That's my first time, and it didn't even go through that I didn't have to audition for something. So I am very fortunate, like I said, to get, you know, to be auditioning. But yeah, you're right. It's like sometimes I get same day auditions. Could be pages, you know, several pages. Most times you'll get it that night and you'll at least have till the next day to turn it in. But I might have 5.
Wow.
4, you know? So then it's like, okay, I got to get this one done tonight. And then so I can move to this one, you know, then you have to manage your time. And they don't care, like, and you can't make any excuses because everyone gets it at the same time pretty much. So it's like, you don't get it done, that's fine. Somebody else is going to get it done and they're going to be off book and they're going to have it, you know what I mean? So you just, and you know, for me, the pandemic has been, I mean, somewhat of a blessing because I'm not doing like any other, you know, odd jobs that I do. Also, I've just been able to focus more and zone in, and like I get an audition, it's like boom, get it done. Focus. It's gotten me a lot more focused. It's taught me to manage my time more, or not more, but better. I've always been pretty good at it, but you know, it's allowed me to just be able to really, really focus on what I love. And you know, I don't even know what question you really asked me, but.
And Terry, think about this. The 4 of us can actually say we've actually had a good year. How strange is that? Because we really have, right?
Yeah, I mean, again, like I've been blessed that of course, you know, my nickname, whatever, is nonstop, and this year's been even crazier, you know, because I have a corporate job too. So I've got my corporate job where I sell technology in healthcare, and then I've got, you know, fitness stuff going on. We've got movies review going on. So it's just like I just feel like every day. I mean, thank God that I've got everything going on that I have, but I don't know where my day goes because I'm so busy. So, but it's all about putting my priorities in order on, you know, what I need to get done and what my goals are, and I'm trying to be better at it. I think I've learned some lessons from last year that I want to apply for next year, if that makes any sense, with my organization. So I feel the more successful I become, the more busy I become, but that's again a blessing, you know?
And Trixie, you said you felt strange that this was also a good year for you.
It really was, like everything just, you know, with the whole organizing thing, like I was able to organize too. And then, well, I started off the year great and motivated, and I just tackled Super Bowl and Oscars. And after that, after I put together all the footage and everything, I felt very confident that, you know, it was good. And it just, the break came through, you know, in March, April. So no, I think it was April. And then I don't know, I think I was so exhausted. I kind of wanted the break too. So, you know, but then I kind of was like, okay, I need to start traveling again. I want to go out and go do stuff. Of course, you know, for work, and I missed the events, and then I didn't think it'd be this long, you know. I thought it would, you know, it would be this long. And so now it's like, well, I just can't wait to get back at it. And I have all these new ideas. They're fresh ideas that have accumulated in this mind because it's been trapped, you know, in quarantine for so long. So now it's like, I'm ready to do it, ready to tackle everything I've always wanted to do. So I think it just motivated me. It motivated me more. So I'm just ready. And if we can do it, we can do it. If we can't, we can't. It'll be next year then.
Yeah,
But those ideas are still there,
I'm with Trixie on the events, and I've done, and as Brian knows, Trixie and I have done a lot of events together, and I miss being on the red carpet with Trixie. We always have a blast.
Yeah, we do.
I miss doing because I love doing interviews. I love interviewing people on the red carpet, and I like getting dressed up, and I like being at events, and yeah, I want those back.
It's funny, Trixie, you just said I'm ready for something. And one of the meeting that I was just on was a lot of it was part of the meeting was about planning and goal setting for 2021. And we came up with sort of instead of saying like, I want this, I want that, or whatever, I'm ready for whatever it is. And it was just it was like an interesting way to put it all together. I'm ready for this and I'm excited about this, and we've smashed it all together. Also, this is so interesting too, like you were saying about the beginning of the year. I got off to a kick-ass beginning of the year of 2020 also. But this woman reached out to me. She wanted to style me. She wanted to be a stylist for me. And I was like, okay. So I kind of was like dragging my feet a little bit, but like researching her, and she was waiting for payment. And I drug my feet. I don't know what, and I'm not usually a feet dragger. And there you go. Boom. All of a sudden I was like, there was a reason I was dragging my feet, because she wasn't gonna be able to style me for anything there, because there was nothing. I joined the academy this past year, and I thought I was going to be on red carpets and stuff, but it was just, it was interesting. It was like, oh, that's why you didn't do it.
Yeah.
Talk about getting into the academy, because the academy has changed a lot of things this year.
Yeah. I'm still in. Yay. Once you qualify, I guess you kind of you're just qualified. Just got to pay your money every year now.
Yeah, I haven't done any acting in a long time. I haven't done any. Well, I did a movie 2 years ago, but I still pay my dues, my SAG dues, because I just don't want to lose my membership. Mine are always paid in full.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I work too hard to get in the union.
TV Academy, which is
okay. Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay. Yes. Yeah.
What was it like when you got into that TV Academy? Because everything keeps changing. I'm glad you're opening up to more. Crystal?
The rule, I qualified under the basic, the rules that you have to have a certain number of TV credits, and I had them. So I finally just qualified. So it was great. I don't know what changed. I don't know what it was like before, but it's just like you had to have, I think, 7 recent TV credits and a couple other things, and I finally I had them and I qualified, so it was great.
Talk about the travel this year. We all like to travel. I haven't gotten out of plane. Well, I haven't gotten out of plane. And I'm on my Segway all the time. But Crystal, you were traveling a lot. But you were doing all your auditions and everything too, and you were just like knocking them out. I just remember I'd call you in Tennessee, and you're like, I got an audition I got to do. And I was like, they're coming through that quickly, and for you, they were coming through that quickly. I was like amazed by that. Where all my other actors, they're like dying to have something, and here you were like getting 2, 3, 5 a day, no matter what state you were in, and I thought that was like mind blowing to me.
Yeah. I have my reps here in California, and then I have my Southeast agent as well, who reps me for there and New York. And I have a setup at my place, and I travel with my camera, my mic, and everything. So I just always, like, if there's not a place that I can audition, that I'm not going there, period, not happening. It's my priority. So it got to the point where I was in a few places long enough that I just ordered my setup for there, and I leave it there. So when I go, I have a setup, and I just take my camera with me, and that's that. Got to be ready. If I'm not ready, somebody else is gonna be ready. So I gotta be ready. That's all. The bottom line.
Well, and Trixie, and it was fun to see you when you came up here to Vegas, because I hadn't been out in a while, and it was just strange just to go out, because it's almost like you start to become a hermit in a while. I can't believe I'm saying that because I like staying home. But after a while, I'm like, I got everything done. We're almost there. I think we're 60 days away from having everything finished, whether it's on the website that Trixie's doing for us or anything. We're like there. And I'm like, okay, now I can
it's
go out.
moving now.
It is moving. Now I would
moving
normally.
now.
Go ahead, Crystal. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's another interesting thing, depending on where you are. I think I was gone when you were talking about Florida, Terry. But it's like from state to state, things are so different. I mean, here everything's shut down. In Tennessee, everything's open. You wouldn't even know there was a pandemic almost, except for we still, my core group, we still acted like it. But it's really interesting, just like North Carolina, everyone's like out and about. But also, I know so many people that I don't, not to like put up bad news, but like my cousin just died from complications of COVID. And then today we found out that his sister and mom both just tested positive. So it's like, yeah, they're all living, but
it's a weird,
like there's all do something together as a, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, it is weird because it affects people so differently. Because I've had certain friends that had it, that just had sniffles and the flu. Then I have another friend who has CPO that has COPD, and she has having issues right now because she's 30 days over it, but she's still having issues with her breathing. But the majority of the people that I know, fortunately, have had mild cases. So I don't know too many people. Well, I don't know what complications are going to be later on, but that have gotten it and gotten over it. So I have a coworker right now who found out, well, he's had it for 7 days. I just found out that he has it, but he works on the other side of the country, so I don't see him. So fortunately, like for my corporate job, I work at home remote, and then I do, everything is, I'm not around a lot of people, but I don't know, it's hard because then last one thing I would say, it's also hard because some of the states that are shut down have the worst cases. So I don't know what the answer is.
But what you just said is the key. We're supposed to be shut down, but there are people that are non-believers and they're not, so they're not following rules. So it's like you can say the states that are shut down have the most cases, we also have the most people, right? But also not everyone is still following the rules. So no matter what, it's like you can't really look at it like that in a way, because if you have a group of like, let's just make it small, 100 people, and you give them all like, okay, this, but if only 40 people do it, then nobody's might as well be doing it. You know what I mean? Like, because if everyone isn't doing it and following the rule, then it's just like, not to be controversial, it's just like gun control, right? You say like oh, it's so much violence in this place and they have gun control. Well, yeah, guess what? You can drive from the next state over into the state. So I'm a gun owner or something, but I'm just saying like,
yeah, I'm a gun owner too.
It's like, okay, you can say like, yeah, there's all this violence, and even though they have gun control, but like if you can drive from 5 minutes away from the next state and get a gun, then
there's all kinds of problem with COVID. And there's problems where you've got politicians who aren't following their own rules. So then people are like, you're not following your rules, so I'm not gonna follow your rules because F you, because you got that. Yeah. Then you've got rules that don't make any sense. I'm sorry, but they just like, you could have 6 people at a table, but if you have 8 people at a table, you have COVID. I mean, 1 people can leave. So then you have these rules that are like ridiculous. And then I'll just say one thing that's crazy is that at LAX was a complete shit show. I'll just say shit show because they have everything blocked off in United Airlines, except everybody can go to one restaurant, get their drink or whatever, and then they all have shuttled over into the terminal. So they're not social distancing. Then you go to other states like Florida or you go to Houston, they have, everybody, they've got the restaurants open in the airport, but their seats are separated. They've got the social distance going on and it's more organized. So the problem is that, you're all in a closed space. So why are you going to close everything down so everybody's forced in one area? So there's just so many things to me just being logical. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Go to LAX and then go to Houston. and just see how the airport is. That's a perfect example of
probably also depends on it. Probably also depends on the airline, because depending on the terminal, because I fly Delta and that terminal isn't like that. I didn't go in the United terminal though, but United's also not social distancing in the airplane anymore, and Delta is. So that it's like but the bottom line is there's no consistency from the top. Exactly. Well, if there had been direction from the top, then maybe.
And that's why I was glad to see Trixie, because I'm like, she came in from Houston to go to Vegas.
We had so much fun.
And I was like, do I want to go out? But I'm like, I haven't seen Trixie in a while. But since we're always doing Zoom, it seems like we're seeing each other, but we are not. So I'm like, okay, I got to go too, because we went to the Circuit, the new hotel. I wanted to see what the guidelines were. Well, I couldn't bring my Segway in, so I was kind of pissed about that. What? And then they wouldn't let me bring my backpack in. I'm like, I've got to have my mask and my stuff in my backpack.
It was always something.
And I was like, is it, and then they're scanning my license, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know who you are, first of all. And then so I had to go back to the plaza where she was staying. By the way, she had a nice room for $17 a night, which was great. Which is why she came there, just to get away. But it was good to see my friend, and we had a great time. But it was like, I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, they're watching the football game on these beautiful screens in a new Circuit, which is 3 levels, and I'm like, this is wonderful. And then they're smoking, putting their mask on, taking a drink, putting their mask on, but sitting next to each other like they're in a movie theater. And I go, so what's the difference? And then me and Trixie were over here, and then Trixie started coughing, and then the guy to the left of her like, and that was hilarious. And I know you did it on purpose, Trixie, because you made a move real quick.
Yeah, I wanted him to. He was in my way the whole time. I'm like, he's not gambling. I was gonna gamble, put some money in the little machine, and just so I could get that spot. And he was just in my way, and so I started coughing. And so that.
Oh my God! So
he's. And he moved. Him and his girl moved, and so
he gave her a look like, who is this woman coughing on me?
We were horrible. Oh no, I shouldn't say that.
Awesome. It was not horrible. I was good. I thought it was funny because
it was.
I thought he was trying to pick you up.
What?
I was.
I know. I thought he was trying to pick up
Trixie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With his mask on.
It was fun.
But I wanted to see the guidelines. And then literally the next day I went over. Someone was interviewing me at the Paris Hotel, and I had never been in there. So I just scooted in on my Segway, and I'm riding the casino on my Segway. Nobody stopped me. I went up to the elevator, rang the thing, went up with someone. Nobody stopped me. So
different rules?
Yes, there wasn't any rules.
Yeah, different rules for, I don't know. It's nuts.
That's what we're talking about. It's ridiculous. I felt like I was being profiled, me and my black Segway. I really did, because I couldn't bring it in.
And then I didn't help because I was dressed up crazy. I had my leg warmers on and my big hair and everything, so it just looked weird.
Hey, Crystal, by the way, she's a Dallas Cowboys fan.
It was fun though.
I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan too, though.
So I had the blue hair. I had the blue and blonde hair. So and big furry leggings.
That's awesome.
So it was fun. I like to enjoy myself and just have fun.
Terry, sorry. Oh. That sounds like so much fun. I haven't been to Vegas during the pandemic. Terry, how was the actual flight that you took?
Okay, so I've been to, let me see. I went to Houston and I've been to Florida, and then I have a friend that lives up in Grass Valley that I kind of go hide there every once in a while up in the mountains because it's like a nice getaway. So I'm going to say I'm most impressed with when I go up to Northern California, I go on Southwest, and their social distancing. I think that they're probably the most organized. I think American was horrible, and I think United was horrible because they had everybody kind of packed together. And I don't know. I mean, as far as I haven't done Delta, but I've flown about 6 times since the pandemic started. I've gone up to Northern California 3 times, and then Houston, and then Florida. I did go to Vegas for the 4th of July because they closed the beaches down here, which made absolutely no sense at all. So we went up Yeah, I did. That was dumb because that was another thing that was crazy. Is with the pandemic, they closed down all the beaches in Redondo and Hermosa, so everybody was just jogging on the other side of the street. So everybody was just clustered all together on this side of the street. So I was like, why don't they just open the Strand? Because then if there's more room for people. So that was stuff in the beginning, like they just did in LA. It was like, oh wait, and then you could walk, but you couldn't be on a bicycle, and it was just like, and then they closed. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the flying it's different on every airline. What you're saying, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Crystal.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you this. Go ahead. Finish your sentence.
I was just gonna say on Delta is definitely middle seats, and then like first class is half full. Same with comfort. Most of my flights I had a row to myself. The most recent ones there was someone in the aisle or the window, and I was in comfort. But I felt pretty safe. I wore a mask for most of it. I wore a mask and a shield, but then I've probably got a little lax lately and adjusted a mask. But I need to go back to the shield since things are spiking again. But I felt pretty safe, and I know like with Delta anyway, the planes are cleaner now than they've ever been.
Oh yeah, as far as the area, they are clean. Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy.
That's true. So I mean, even with the mess though, I mean, I felt pretty safe because I till the pandemic though, I could never, because I have asthma. I could breathe even with a mask on with the air filters. You know what I mean? You can tell the difference. You can totally tell the difference. But I don't like the fact
the cleanliness standards.
Sorry. Yeah, that. And then they give you the hand sanitizers when you get on the plane and stuff. I'm more upset about the airport than the airplane, the terminal.
Agreed.
Because I don't think it's so stupid. You're already inside anyway. Why are you closing off the restaurants and stuff and have one restaurant open? And it's just a mess.
Here's the thing that you might not have thought of. A lot of those restaurants were like having positive cases. They can't have like someone comes to work, they're positive, then they're fixing food. Because so like a lot of those restaurants, if they had one positive case, then they have to shut down the whole thing for 14 days. I mean, and they already don't have like the
inside LAX
employees like in an outside place. Yeah, like inside LAX or any restaurant right now. I remember when I was in Atlanta for part of the time, I would go to the same Starbucks like every day, and all of a sudden I went and it was closed, and it was just closed, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's closed. But finally it went by one day and they're like, yeah, we had a positive case, like one positive case, and it's like done. So I bet you that's part of how a lot of those restaurants got shut down. And on top of that, not as many people were flying, and it's like, why are we paying these people to come to work and there's nobody coming through the airport?
That might be true, but I do know that there was one restaurant that we went to that was open, and it was one restaurant that had a bar because we wanted to get a glass of wine if we were on the plane, because you can't get a glass of wine on the plane anymore, and we were going to Houston, and it's a long flight. So anyway, they had all the seating in the bar closed, but the bar was open, so you could sit anywhere in the airport but at the bar. So that to me made no sense, because that was just extra seating that they can't have. They could have opened. So that actually was the restaurant was open, but the seats in the restaurant were closed. Yeah, it was weird. That was like what, and we're like, you can sit anywhere, you can sit in the terminal, but you can't sit at the. Yeah, it didn't make any sense. So that's the kind of thing that I look at.
Yeah,
just like
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so it had nothing to do with the restaurant being closed. I mean, there was restaurants. There were a lot of the only restaurant that was open.
But you just couldn't sit there.
Yeah.
See, so for Crystal's thing, the reason Crystal's got to be careful because you were still going to the studios, and then so you guys got your testing all the time, don't you?
Oh yeah, I would. Yeah, when I knew I was going to work, though, I didn't fly at all for like a week or two leading up to that, and plus we were getting tested every 36 hours. So, I mean, I had like 4 tests in 7 days, I think, right before I shot this last thing. And same thing with the rookie. So they still, even with all that though, they still had a positive case here and there, you know, because that's the problem. It's like you get tested today, you're negative. Tomorrow you might be positive.
What's that like for you, who is going and on all these auditions in the back of your mind? Because when I talked to you, going over to Fox and you had to go through whatever.
All the auditions were virtual. I think I might have had 2 in-person auditions the whole pandemic. Everything I was doing was either live virtual like this or self-tapes. So the only
Interesting.
time I was going on the lot is when I actually booked to work.
Are they doing all the swab tests up the nose for you, or they're doing any? Because I know that there's 2 different kind of tests. And how is that? Because I've never had a COVID test because I haven't had any symptoms.
All
or
Mhm. They've all been different. I had the really back behind the throat one that makes you like want to sneeze, nose, mouth, and for the rookie they did like all 3 different ones, and then for the splash show they did mouth, but I was showing up every 36. Yeah, yep. So
that's why the
one of them was the weirdest one. The weirdest one was. Huh? The weirdest one was where they stuck it. Oh. The weirdest one is where they stuck it on both sides of your throat and then the same swab in your nose.
Wow.
At least it wasn't opposite, but it was weird still, you know?
That just makes
so
that
gross.
That's gross.
That's strange. I didn't hear that one.
That's weird.
Wow.
From mouth to
I made
nose.
a video, not while they were doing it, but afterwards.
Wow. So here's the thing. So Terry, this time last year and the year before, we would be at the Golden Globes, GPA Gissing Suite or something like that. I hate when those things comes up and those reminders. I'm like, wow, that was only a year ago. Oh, wow, it's only 2 years ago. And here we are. I don't see gifting suites coming back.
Brian would always invite me and I could never go.
I'm so sad. They were so much fun. I always had, that's what I was saying earlier. Me and Trixie just always had a blast, you know?
Yeah.
Because we would do our interviews and then me and Trixie like, let's go around and like talk to the vendors. And then we would like, you know, do our little interviews together and stuff. And I don't know. It was just a lot of fun. I miss getting dressed up to go to events. So I just really do.
Yeah.
So that's why New Year's was kind of fun going to Florida because I got to get dressed up for New Year's. Go on. Go on, Crystal.
Nice. I was just gonna say I have at least 3 nice dresses that still have the tags. In anticipation and
that's wow.
Hopefully I'll still be able to fit them. No, I will be. I've been working out.
Well, what's your fitness routine been, Crystal?
Man, I think I've been working out more during the pandemic than ever. But mostly, just inside. Well, not just inside. I've been fortunate enough to have a virtual trainer the whole pandemic, so thank you for that. And he's, weight training and everything, but I've also been trying to like skate and do, other stuff. And one of my 2021, like not goals, but like things is to add more of that, more skating again, more jump roping, a little more cardio along with continuing to work with him with the weights. So I've been going at it 3 to 4 times a week, the whole, pretty much the whole pandemic, a few lulls, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed with, I'm pretty proud of myself that I kept it going.
Not easy, Terry, is it? No, I mean, I'm still working out every day. So, I mean, my problem is not the working out. Wow. I work out every day. My problem is my diet because I get lazy on it. So, but I made my New Year's resolution that I do fitness shows. So I was going to do a show this year. And then it was just like, I don't know, shows were getting canceled. I didn't really want to wear a mask because when you do bikini fitness, it's all about makeup and hair. And I was like, I don't want to get on stage with that mask on because it just takes away from the whole experience. But I told myself I'm going to do it this year, whether I have to wear a mask or not, because I need to motivate myself. So, but meal prep is, I don't know. I like to be able, I'm lucky because I can stay skinny, but I lose muscle if I don't eat enough protein. So I got to make sure I'm eating enough protein every day. So that's, I'm going to that.
Meanwhile, Trixie and I will remain behind the scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm cutting my booze and I'm eating my protein and I'm on a mission. So we'll see. No, I will see. I've hired my old trainer. Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. My guy told me about the protein.
Yep. The older you get, the more protein you need. And people don't really realize that because it's harder to build muscle the older you get. You got to eat more protein. And, everybody's body's different. That's what's kind of like a science project when you do fitness competitions because you have to have your macros right, and if you screw up your macros, you're not going to get the results that you want. And people don't realize that it's an 80% diet. You can like have great workouts, but if your diet sucks, you're not going to reach your goals. That's in it. And I know people don't want to hear it, but it's the truth, unfortunately.
Damn.
I know.
No
We got a couple-
tacos tonight. Damn it.
We got a couple of minutes left. So Terry, give your goals that you want for the next 90 days. What do you want to happen? And inspiration for other people.
Oh, my goal. Okay. I'm going to do a 90-day prep. So my biggest goal is a 90-day to step on stage again and hopefully win. Growing my social media, growing my TikTok, get some more funny videos out there. Let me see what else. That's kind of like the short term for 90 days is the fitness stuff and getting some really, because I'm doing comedy now, get some really funny comedy out there. Oh, and then do my do some social media on my journey back to getting up on the stage and what I go through and all that. So that's what I'm gonna be doing for the next 90 days.
Trixie?
Next 90 days, I'm going to start my sports show and I'll be able to announce more about it. It will be on Amazon Prime Video and I'm very excited for it. And
Yay!
it's going to be a sweet thing and it's very rewarding and it's a sports show and the name will come out very soon. And I'm just trying to do everything at that next level like they're expecting me to. So you're going to see that official trailer and everything pop out and it's going to be televised, commercials, everything. It's going to be really nice. So I just can't wait to do that. So this has been a thing that I've been wanting to do for a long time.
That's amazing.
Congratulations.
And I'm so happy for you. So Terry has done
amazing.
one or two good things in her life with me. So she actually did introduce me to Trixie, which is a good thing. So that's one thing. I'm sure I'll come up with
I've
another
done with
thing.
more than two things. 5 years of working with you, I did 2 things right. Just kidding.
You're getting there.
Okay.
And Crystal, what are you grateful for, and what's your inspiration? What kind of hope do you give to those new up and coming actors and actresses that don't know how to maneuver through these days?
Train. People think they can just come out here and if they're pretty or whatever, they just, and it can happen. But to me, bottom line is just getting class immediately. Train. It's the most important thing because, you know, you could be cute or you could be funny or whatever, but if you don't know the basics and if you don't continue growing and learning, you know, something in your craft, like, you know, every day if possible, then it's not going to be a sustainable career, you know? So that would be, and just to never give up. Doesn't matter how old you get, doesn't matter whatever. If you're like focused and train and keep at it, you're going to get your chance if you believe and, you know, just you can't give up. Just got to keep going.
And what are you grateful for?
Oh man, I'm grateful for my family. I just posted this on New Year's Day. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my like actors group community. We've all been pouring into each other and like uplifting each other. I think I've grown so much as an actress from them. Like forget my teachers, which I've also had, but just the community of people that are sort of on the same level. Grateful for FaceTime and Zoom and all of these mediums. So I've gotten to see my family, like gotten to see their face, even though I couldn't touch them. And I'm just grateful for life and this time to just like focus and slow down and smell the roses and check on people. You know, I realized at some point that I was just, as you know, Brian, always going. And this has given me time, even though I'm still been busy, but just to still slow down a little bit and focus.
Give your social media links real quick.
Who, me? Oh, go.
Crystal.
Crystal
Coney. On Instagram, I'm Crystal Coney _ Twitter, Crystal Coney. I'm at just Crystal Coney. I'm easy to find. Nothing special.
Trisky?
Coney like Coney Island.
www.customtrends.tv.
Terry?
My website's terrymarieofficial.com, and then on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter and TikTok, Nonstop Terry Marie.
And I want to thank everybody. Crystal, believe it or not, I really thank you for coming on because I know how busy your schedule is. Terry, I'm glad you're back from Florida safely because I was thinking about you. And Trixie, you're saving my life. What all the stuff that you're doing. She's so talented with all the stuff they're doing. I just want everybody to shine in their own way. So with that, I'm going to leave everybody. This is Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more on K4HD. Talk for you around the world. And if you see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours because the world needs it. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys. Bye.